Hey everyone, Zion over here from Nintendo Life, and boy, if you could see Felix's face right now, you would be impressed. We both just got done watching the Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase 2022, and we're going to give you a full rundown of everything that we saw that we enjoyed, give you a bit more details about all of it, and give you our feelings. So to kick off the show, they gave us a look at Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which comes out in just a few days. And if any of our viewers know anything about Felix and I, they'll know that we are not Monster Hunter players. Both of us have wanted to play the game, we just never have gotten into it. And Alex is off this week, so eventually maybe he'll talk about it, but not today. But they did give us a look at some free DLC that will be coming to the DLC Sunbreak pack to Monster Hunter Rise. It's kind of weird to have DLC for a DLC game, but I don't think it's going to be compatible with just regular Monster Hunter Rise, right, Felix? It'll just be with Sunbreak?
No, I think it's a thing like you buy the DLC and then along the line you get more stuff. But it took a good chunk of the, I think the first 4 minutes was this Monster Hunter, and rightfully so. I've heard really good things about this game. I just, that backlog.
I did think it was kind of surprising that they started off with a game that we already knew plenty about. Yeah. Normally, I feel like a Nintendo Direct will give us something early that will just get the blood pumping, get us excited.
Yeah, it wasn't that exciting. It was just, we knew about the DLC, but next up, Sion, we had a game that you seem to be very excited about.
I'm seriously just so glad to see Nier Automata coming to another platform and Switch. And the fact that it's a native version, it's not a cloud release or something. You don't have to worry about that. It full on just runs on the Switch. Yeah. And I think a lot of us were really expecting this to be a cloud release because Square Enix is infamous for releasing games through that method. But this version actually is going to have all the DLC from the previous releases of the game, plus some new Switch exclusive costumes too.
Yeah, exclusive.
And I've played Nier Automata before. I played it a year or two ago on PlayStation 4 and loved it, absolutely. But you've never played this, right? Have you heard anything about it?
I had never heard about this game before. It was you said Nier Automata, and I was like, what?
What'd you say?
What is he talking about? I mean, you've recommended it. I've seen a lot of people be very happy about this game. I'll add it to my backlog and come around to it sometime because, it intrigued me. It seemed interesting. I just, I hadn't heard about it before. And that's okay. But coming out October 8th, it's fast approaching and we can't wait for it to come here. And no cloud. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm just so stoked for more people to be able to play this game. And then after that, we had this new weird twisted game called L'Oreal and the Laser Eyes. Yeah. It's like a murder mystery.
It seems so weird.
Yeah, it's a very strange looking game. And it's done by Annapurna, who are infamous for releasing really cool indie games that often have a lot of heart and character in them. I think the thing that intrigues me the most, which is, I guess, one of the only things we can really go off of here, is just the graphics, just the overall look of the game. I love that there's this one element that kind of looks very much like a PlayStation 1 game. And then after this, we got to look at Super Bomberman R2. And I have no idea. So maybe, Felix, do you know why they're making Super Bomberman R2? What makes this different?
They did one, and people seem like, okay, cool. I don't think people expected a second one to come around. And it seems like you can play 15 people online.
Oh, that's sweet.
Which, that was a lot of people. At least that's what I gathered. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I think I remember at some point they did do a Battle Royale Bomberman game. Maybe it was on mobile or PC, or maybe I'm mixing things up.
Okay.
And so maybe they're just taking that multiplayer mode from that game and they're just cramming it into this new Bomberman R game.
Yeah. I think the only Bomberman game I played was not even it was this weird Bomberman game with this island with a bunch of mini games and it had this story. Bomberman Land Touch.
Oh yeah?
I played that.
Nice.
I played that so much and I loved it. It's nothing it looks nothing like Bomberman. It's just you going around and you have to go to different tents. It's really good. I really loved this game as a kid. So if anyone has Bomberman Land Touch lying around, put it in your Switch and give it a go. It's a great old time. I hope.
DS games on your Switch, eh?
Yeah. It's gonna work. Didn't you know the Switch has a DS slot?
Oh, really? Wow.
Wouldn't that just be so sick? A DS slot in your Switch. That would be so sick.
Maybe they could make a little adapter that you plug DS cartridges into. And then they announced Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. And this one completely threw me for a loop, even though I had it on my list. I've been hoping that this would happen because these games haven't seen the light of day in years. But these, interestingly, are coming in 2 parts, kind of like the past Mega Man Legacy Collection. So there's going to be Volume 1, which has Battle Network 1, 2, 3, and both versions of 3 because there's a white and a blue version. And then 4, 5, and 6 will come in Part 2. There's a full art gallery with concept art and tons of different artwork for the games. There's a music player that lets you listen to all the music from the games. And then they have some screen filtering options too. You can have like kind of like a pixel perfect mode, or you can have on a filter that smooths everything out. And another thing that probably nobody else will care about is that there was a Mega Man Battle Network spin-off called Battle Chip Challenge. And it plays nothing like the other Battle Network games, but it takes place in that same universe. And I've never heard anyone actually say anything about it. I don't know if it's good, but that game is not included in this package. So if you are a Chip Challenge fan,
Come on. No.
let us know in the comments down below that you're sad that you're not getting that game. This next one, though, threw you for a loop. You freaked out at this announcement.
Pac-Man World repack.
Yeah.
So the first one came out for PlayStation in 1999.
Woof.
That's a long time ago. And, I have never played it, but, it's just really cool to see a remake of Pac-Man World and repack. And there's been all these memes with the pack is back, on Twitter. It's like really big. So it's like just really good timing.
It is really nice to see that they're putting so much effort into this Pac-Man remake. Because I mean, like gameplay wise, it probably shares a lot of similarities with the original, but graphically, it looks like nothing. It looks like a completely new game. And like, sure, we've been getting tons of like new Pac-Man merchandise over the last few years, and like a compilation package here and there, but to just have like a brand new-ish Pac-Man game is pretty sweet.
Next game, I was actually really, really excited about. It's Blanc. And it looks like a co-op. Well, it is a co-op game, and you can play it offline and online. It's like you play as these 2 animals, and you like run around in the snow, and it's a console exclusive.
Yeah, you're right. A console exclusive, and it might come to PC.
Okay. Well, anyway, I just loved how this looks. Gorgeous art style, and I always love a good offline co-op game. Sometimes I love the Takes Two. I can't remember the other name.
I mean, we don't often get a lot of co-op games. I mean, sure, there are some out there, but just strictly like a game built entirely around co-op is really cool.
I love when games are specifically made for co-op. I think my favorite one, it's like this where you play as 2 prisoners escaping an island. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, A Way Out?
A Way Out. Yes. I played that with Alma, and we played it through. That was actually, I was pleasantly surprised how good that game was. That was a really good game, and it was just really fun to play both, and so many things happened, and I just, this game, it just looks really fun, and no dialogue, so it's just gameplay focused, which is nice.
Yeah. And then they showed off some gameplay for the new Monkey Island game, Return to Monkey Island. And now Monkey Island, from what I know, has gone through some weird points in its life where the original creator, Ron Gilbert, hasn't always been around, and they made some games without him. But this new game actually has him returning to help write the script and just create the game in general.
They don't exist. It's like Cars 2. It just doesn't exist. They just forgot about it.
I didn't know that. Is that a thing? Did they just ignore that movie?
They just didn't. Like, everything that was introduced, nothing...
Is it bad?
Cars 2 is pretty bad compared to, like, 1... 3 just, like, almost picked up exactly where 1 left off. 2 is, like, you have all these, like, special agents cars and stuff. And it's so weird. It's such a, like... It's just a James Bond Cars movie with Mater being the main protagonist, almost.
Well, I tell you what, we probably won't see any cars, Special Agent James Bond cars, appear in Monkey Island. But, I mean, maybe it is a funny game, so they could just make a car appear randomly if they wanted.
Since it's a point and click, you have to click this very specific spot, like for it to appear. Yeah, it's like this Easter egg.
You have to, like, click it like 50 times, like the one spot.
And then Francesco appears from Cars 2. Anyway, the Return to Monkey Island, I think it looks gorgeous. I really dig the art style. And I had really good things from the first one. Again, didn't play it, but I love point and click games. I played so many when I was a kid, like so many point and click Flash games and stuff. It's not even funny. Those were my favorite types of games. I just loved them.
Well, they did remaster the original on 360 years ago, and I could see them bringing that over to Switch, especially with the touchscreen. Now, unfortunately, this next one got leaked for almost everybody the day before. Otherwise, I think it would have been way more impactful to see Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope in this presentation.
Yeah, it had been a year since we heard about this game, and basically nothing. And then yesterday, of course, it was leaked, which I felt it took a lot of the excitement out of the announcement. But it looks gorgeous, Sion.
Graphically, they're doing a lot of really cool things with this game. I couldn't stop talking about the backgrounds. And it's crazy to see that it's coming out October 27th, I believe, of this year as well.
It looks like one of the best looking games on Switch. It just looks so gorgeous. And they've changed from the grid-based combat to a more free, like you run around on the map, and I think that's a nice change. I'm not the biggest fan of grid-based combat, so this is nice.
So I know a lot of people do like the turn-based style of the original Mario plus Rabbids, but I could see how it could turn some people off from it as well. How did you really fare with it? Is that what made you stop playing?
I think I felt it was a bit repetitive in a sense. It was just like, well, maybe this will be too, but just like, go here, attack, don't get hit, repeat. It was very original, and I loved like the boss fights. I loved the whole setting. It was just such a weird game, and I don't really know why I fell off. You know, sometimes you just forget about the game.
You're right. It just happens.
Yeah, it just happens, and I'm just excited for the sequel because the first one was really good from what I played. Also, Bowser is a playable character. What?
Doug Bowser wearing a suit and tie and everything. Wow, can't believe it. We also got to look at this cute little game called Little Noah. It has the art style of a Bravely Default game, but I don't know if it's connected at all. It appears to be like a roguelite, but beyond that, I've never heard of it. It's cool that it's out today, though.
I've not heard of it either. The next one, Sion, is a game I thought looked really good. I don't know about you, but it's RPG Time, The Legend of Wright.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this flip note adventure. It's like everything is so scribbly. I don't know if it's something where you like change the path of this little hero, but it just looks like it's a little kid drawing out this game, and it looks gorgeous. I love this.
I think you're right too. They mentioned something about like alternate paths in the game, maybe it was, where it's like if you do this, maybe you'll get this ending, or your character will, take this route instead. And that sounds like it's a really nice thing to have, just that added replayability for a game like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then after that, we got actual real Switch footage of Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look bad. I mean, we always knew that it wasn't going to look nearly as good as the Xbox and PlayStation and PC gameplay we've seen, but
my expectations were really bad for the Switch version. I just thought it would look so bad. This looks all right, and I think it'll look better just in handheld mode. Kind of like, sometimes, games like that just look better in handheld just because all the detail gets shrinking down.
Yeah, I suppose when you're playing something like Breath of the Wild, you can really hone in on little pop-ins here and there, but when you're playing the game, you just don't really focus on things like that. And when I first watched the trailer, I didn't notice things happening in Sonic Frontiers until the second time I went through. Then I kind of noticed some problems here and there.
Yeah, there was these flowers, just like the opening shot, I think. There was these flowers just like clipping a bit. So it looks a bit rough, but it could be a lot worse, and I think it looks all right. Also, just because we got a lot of new footage, and this was actually a proper trailer showing off the game. It looked fun.
And it didn't show us too much either, which is nice. Like, obviously, I want to see more, but I'm really happy with the amount they showed here.
But that's a good thing. Just don't look anything more up, and you'll get to play it. Yeah.
The music as well. I know a lot of people complained in the past about how during, when you're fighting enemies or fighting bosses, there's just this, calm, serene piano music playing, but this time they actually featured some, kind of metal guitar riffs instead that reminded me a bit of, Astral Chain's soundtrack, and I can totally get behind that. The piano melodies, those didn't bother me before, but this is really cool. I think people are going to be happy with it, too.
Yeah, I'm excited for this game now. Also, did you see the cyberspace stages? There was this with roads and it looks so gorgeous. I love that. It just gave me a lot of hope when I saw that.
Yeah, those look really sweet. I'm so excited to dive into more of those. If that's kind of what shrines are going to be like in this game, sign me up. Because it feels like we were kind of getting a bit of the Sonic world design that we were missing from the rest of the game in those zones and like cyberspace or whatever it was called. And that's
It's good that it has a bit of both. It just adds a bit. Maybe it's just like mini game stages. Or I played Sonic and the Secret Rings or the 7 Secret. I can't remember.
Ah, you poor child. No wonder why you never tried to play another Sonic game. Did you like that?
No, that's why I never played another Sonic. I was just like, this is Sonic? What? I was just a kid. I don't remember why that was the game.
Sega, why would you do that to him? He was just a kid. But that next one, though, you actually seemed pretty stoked about this one.
Yeah, Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Whee!
It looks like this Sims Animal Crossing type of just with Disney characters. And this could be really bad, but I could also see it being pretty good. I don't know. It just looks cozy. I've always been like, I don't know. I just like cozy games and stuff that just makes you like, it's just nice. A nice time. I watched Mickey Mouse Cop House until like 3rd grade. Don't blame me. I liked it.
Hey, no shame at all. We all watched something.
I just remember I watched it to like, no one was watching it. It was just like this baby show. And I was like, this is just a nice show. Oh yeah.
Public PSA out there. Everybody does stupid stuff. Everybody likes something silly. Don't be mean just because you don't like what they like. Good grief.
That's very true.
Just like you think this game looks fun, and I am not going to knock you for that, because if you enjoy it, that's all that matters.
But what we shall get into is the Live Alive demo available today.
Yeah, I mean, we already have talked about the fact that like I'm getting this day one.
I'm sold as well.
But then for the people that aren't sold, now they have this demo to try out. It's so perfect.
I don't know if I even want to play the demo. Maybe I just wait for the full game.
Well, I think thankfully save data will transfer over. So if you do want to try the demo, you don't have to worry about like wasting your time.
I see a lot of Switch games doing this, and I think this will too. It was like 3 chapters in the demo out of 8, 9, can't remember. I've not looked up a lot on Live Alive because I want to go into this blind, but it just looks like a very gorgeous, fun game.
And you were telling me earlier too that they did a full treehouse on Nintendo's YouTube channel showing off the game.
I haven't seen that, but that's really cool. I did not expect that.
Little things like this, I say it time and time again, but it just gives me hope that Mother 3 will really happen someday. Because if this 25-year-old Super Nintendo game that never came to the West can get this much love and effort, why can't Mother 3 someday?
It would look so good in that style. So good.
We might not be alive to see that day, but...
we'll be live alive.
Hey! And then this next one had you pretty excited as well.
Doraemon Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom. So this is a sequel to the first, like, Doraemon Story of Seasons. So I watched a lot of Doraemon when I was a kid. In Spain, it was like a big thing. So I have it very dear to me. I just love the characters. I especially love the art style of this game. It holds very true to the anime or like the series, and it looks really nice. It's like Harvest Moon, but Doraemon, really niche, but it's nice. I really want to try it, and it just looks like a grand old time. And
I didn't grow up with the show at all. I've seen the character around in different marketing and seen them in Japanese material, but I'm glad to know that you think that the game looks like it's doing right by the show.
At least with the art style. It seems like the gameplay has nothing to do with the show,
Okay.
which is a bit fun. But this game reminded me a lot of the Shin-Chan game, which got announced yesterday. It wasn't in the Direct, which I was really surprised about. Why wasn't it in the Direct?
Yeah, that was surprising.
But this just reminded me a lot of that, and I just love Japan, the Japan feeling, stuff like that. We'll get a chance to talk about Shin-Chan, because man, does that game look good. And we talked about it like before, like, why isn't this localized? And they did, which is just really nice. But it wasn't in this Direct. So let's just move on to Minecraft Legends, coming out in 2023.
Wow.
It's a new take on Minecraft, and it looks like, it's the third-person view, and it looks like a bit similar to Minecraft Dungeons, just like the art style. It's Minecraft, of course, but it looks a bit different. I haven't really sat myself into understanding what it is.
Yeah, I haven't really wrapped my head around it yet either. Is it like an RTS game? Strategy, kind of?
It's Minecraft 2.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine how mad people would be if they reformatted Minecraft like this?
Yeah.
Mom, I just want Minecraft. What do you mean? We have Minecraft 2 at home. I mean, it comes out next year, so there's still plenty of time for us to learn more about it anyways.
We'll have more time to talk about it. It'll probably be in more Nintendo Directs in the future.
And speaking of a game series that has nothing to do with Minecraft, is Dragon Quest Treasures. I don't know what this game is. It looks like a multiplayer game. The eShop is telling me it's only single player, but it's also like a Dragon Quest Monsters style game almost. Like, is it a hack and slash? I don't know.
Coming out this year, December 9th. It could be cool. Not a game I'll be playing. I don't think so. It doesn't look like a game for me.
I don't really blame you. It's tough because like what we've seen isn't super impressive. Maybe it's just because we were seeing it on Switch like this. Like there's some neat gameplay elements, and I like the Dragon Quest world, but I don't know. This just isn't for me. I don't think either. Maybe this is Dragon Quest, but Breath of the Wild. The more I look at it.
We'll find out.
And then we had a sizzle reel that gave us a few different things. A release date for No Man's Sky, which comes out in October.
Yeah.
And then we also got a look at A Plague Tale Requiem, which is a cloud version for Switch, which Felix is not very excited about.
I'm excited about the game. I'm just not excited about cloud version. I don't think anyone wakes up like just thinks about cloud version and they just go, oh, my life is just so much better now. No one does that. I think if you have really good internet, it could work. And I just got really good internet here fairly recently. So maybe cloud versions work better for me now. But then, Sion, you absolute mad lad, predicted Portal Companion Collection, Shadow dropped. You even got that detail right.
I wish I could tell you all that I knew something, but it was just a really good, trendy guess.
It was. It was a really good guess. Yesterday we did a talk where we had to talk about, a Shadow drop game. I guessed just for fun, Silk Song.
Come on. I can still see that happening at some point.
No, it's never going to happen. It wasn't even showed here.
Still.
The Portal Companion Collection, that was it was just cool. It happened. I did not think, well, I hope so, because I really wanted to try these Portal games out. And on the Switch, it's just obvious with the gyro aiming and stuff. So it's really nice.
I don't know if I'll personally double dip since I already own Portal on my PC and I have Portal 2 on PS3, but it's nice to see it on Switch for sure. So this next game was one of the last, and it actually looks pretty rad. This is called Harvestella. This is a farming sim in the vein of Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, Rune Factory more even, I suppose. This is being created by Square Enix as well, and I think this is the first time they've ever done like a big farming sim like this. One thing that I did kind of draw like a few comparisons to aesthetically, which I don't know if anyone's gonna also have noticed this as well, but it reminds me of the original like WiiWare titles, like My Life as a King, just like the backgrounds and the environments. I don't know if anyone got that vibe, but that's where my head was at. But this looks really cool.
It does. I like the art style much more than the new Rune Factory game. It looks, I don't know, it just looks more nice. I didn't like the art style of the new Rune Factory.
And to cap off the show, this last reveal was great. It's something that the internet has been begging for years, ever since Joker was added to Smash, and probably even before that. We're finally getting Persona 3, 4, and 5 on Switch.
Yes. And Persona 5 is coming the 21st of October.
Oh, nice.
I've heard so many people hyping this game up, and me not having a PlayStation my entire life, I've just not been able to play these games, and coming to Switch just seems like such a nice thing. It came to like Game Pass, and it just seemed obvious. We were all kind of expecting it, like hoping at least, saying like, this could happen, which was really nice.
Well, and with Joker being in Smash, it kind of felt like a no-brainer that Persona 5 would eventually come to Switch, but it's been so long since Joker was revealed that to me it just felt like this was just never going to happen at this point.
A lot of people have gotten to know Joker through Smash Bros. So it's like
so many people just don't know what Joker's story is because they've never had access to it. And I mean, sure, Persona 5 Strikers is on Switch, but that's like a spin-off, and it takes place after the main Persona 5 game as well.
That doesn't count, Sion.
You're right. I think for some reason, even though lots of people had hopes that it was going to happen, I think I was still just bracing for it to not be there. And I'm super glad it is officially coming to Switch now. I'm glad it got revealed, but I think because it was shown off first in the Xbox showcase, I think that destroyed some of my potential excitement. At least my excitement for the reveal, because we were expecting it at that point.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like that's a theme with this Direct. Because Nintendo did it so late compared to other stuff, a lot of the things when you came to other places, which is also coming to Switch, And, you know, the one thing was Mario and Rabbids, which got leaked. Like, not a lot of the stuff I was like, whoa.
Yeah, for real. And it was Ubisoft that leaked it themselves. I can't remember who exactly it was, but someone leaked Mario plus Rabbids last year as well. It's like, what is going on with this game?
Can't catch a break. I will say at the end, when it turned to black right before Persona came up, I really thought, because at the Xbox showcase, when they showcased Silk Song, it like turned to black and all the things shadowed across the internet. She yelled something, and I really thought when it turned to black, oh yes, we're getting Silk Song. So when it was Persona, I was just like, oh, we're not getting Silk Song. I was a bit sad, but Persona is a massive win, and a good thing to cap things off. It was just my own expectations that made me a bit disappointed at the end.
I think I was sort of expecting Bayonetta 3 to close off the show as well. And I was, full on, I was waiting for it. And then it didn't happen. And that's okay. We'll get it eventually. And I will say, too, on the Persona front, I'm a little disappointed that Persona 3, they were getting the portable version instead. And I know that version has the most content for the most part, but they changed up the way some of the game actually is played. Like the overworld, for example, you don't really get to like run around in it. You actually tap on the screen and like pick the place that you want to go instead. And I mean, it's just a very minor detail, but I wish they would have found a way to incorporate the content from Persona 3 Portable in with the FES version and release that instead. And I know that's exactly what Xbox is getting, so I shouldn't complain. I just wish that's what it was. But Felix, what did you think about the partner showcase in general? What are your closing thoughts?
Like I said at the start, it had a lot of good. It was a really good partner showcase. I just think I needed that one game to wow me and be like, wow, I'm so excited for this. I didn't have like one game where I was like, maybe, when they showed off more of Sonic Frontiers, and also more of Mario plus Rabbids, but I was just really hoping for Silk Song, and, that's again my own fault, but I really thought they would show it because it was at, the Xbox event. I just thought, oh, well, they're going to show it here for the Switch trailer or something. But no, we're going to have to wait, and that's okay, because this game, just take the time you want to like make the game team cherry.
I think I was pretty impressed still with the overall offerings that this presentation gave us. But I think the biggest thing for me that got my heart racing was the Shin-Chan reveal, and that had nothing to do with the Direct.
Yes, same.
Good. Well, and the fact that we already had like a good hunch that Persona was probably coming over, Nier Automata got leaked, so did Mario plus Rabbids, and I've already played Nier Automata, and I'm playing Persona 5 on PS4, so I don't feel like jumping over to play them on Switch now. I think for me, the hype level wasn't really there for this Direct, but I think the way that I'm going to look at partner showcases in the future is completely different.
Yeah, because I saw a lot of people be like, oh, it's a partner direct, then we don't really care. But I'm so happy to see on Twitter that people were like, wait, this was actually pretty good. Some even going to say that this was better than a normal direct. I think the last partner directs really like set our expectations for this one.
Yeah.
Because they were just not the best. So I was greatly surprised how cool, because when it first got announced, I was like, well, it's not a real direct, so it's not going to be as cool. But I was just like, this lived up. This was set a new standard.
Another thing, too, that I'm forgetting about is that we were kind of expecting them to take a lot of time to show off some of these games, and it really felt like rapid fire for a while. They were just throwing games at us. I feel like Mario plus Rabbids maybe was the one that took the longest.
No, Monster Hunter was the longest, I think. But that was at the start, and then after that, they just kept the games coming, which was really nice. But anyway, guys, let us know what you thought of the Direct down in the comments below. What was your highlight? What was your thing that surprised you the most? We would love to read about all that down in the comments.
And of course, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this, then why don't you go ahead and partner up with that subscribe button, because now you can trust it. And then ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we put up a new video. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you, Felix, for joining me for this chat.
Thank you.
I'm Zion from Nintendo Life. Stay safe out there, and we will see you all next time. Shin-Chan!
No Shin-Chan. How dare they?